TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond. TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across the world and beyond.
Welcome to One Nation with your host, Christian Norfleet. I'm so glad that you can tune in today with us. We have a lot of exciting things going on here at One Nation. I want to let you know that today is a very special day because we have somebody here. His name is Dr. Michael Aker. He's going to be our special guest with us. He's here in the building, and I'm very excited he's here. We're going to talk about a lot of things, a lot of information. We was actually here on the set just a few minutes ago, talk about a few things. But before we get into that, we want to acknowledge my executive producer. His name is Felix Washington. Now, One Nation is in partnership with Wisdom. Wisdom meaning wise individuals structuring youthful minds. We decided to partner together to empower families, children, youth, communities. These are the type of shows that we're producing for you. And if you like these shows and you feel these shows are empowering you and influential in your life, we want you to go ahead and donate. You can donate on the link, Wisdom link. That's WISYM, Wisdom, Wise Individuals Structuring Youthful Minds. On that link, donate on Facebook, or you can do Cash App. That's $WISDYMINC. You can Cash App there, and the money will be put to good use to support this show here. Money goes to Wisdom Inc., a platform for the One Nation television show. Okay, so also would like to acknowledge our social media uh, executive. That would be Shantae Barksdale. She's doing a phenomenal job being helpful in as far as that. So thank you, Shantae. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Our sponsors for today is Good Success. And shout out to Stephanie Whitaker. She was here a couple weeks ago on the show. Stephanie Whitaker is the president and CEO of Good Success. She's located in McDonough, Georgia. Way you can contact her is 678-833-1657. That's her office number. She's connecting people to resources, number one priority for time and money freedom, income protection, budgeting strategies, entrepreneurship classes, networking opportunities, sales management training, business building workshops. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. That's Good Success. Shout out to Stephanie Whitaker. God's blessings be upon your life. Thank you so much. You've been such an inspiration to me as well. And our last sponsor for today is Burke's Jewelers. And he's going to be on the show with us in the coming future. Douglas Burke. He's a gymnologist, a certified gymnologist. Burke's Jewelers Repair Center. His address located at 491D Flat Shoals Avenue, and that's in Southeast Atlanta, Georgia, 30316. You can contact him on Burke's Jewelers at consultant.com or his website, jewelersinatlantaga.com. That's Burke's Jewelers. Shout out to Mr. Douglas Burke himself. Thank you. So as I said on the before, we have our special guest here, Dr. Michael Aker. He's an optometrist, and he'll be on in a few minutes after the commercial break. But I want to discuss the topics of the day. Now, I'm sure you've been hearing about the Ahmaud Arbery situation. Here's an update, and I found out yesterday, and I'm sure if you haven't heard, hear it here first. Mr. William Roddy Bryan Jr., the one who actually videotaped the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, he has been arrested on Thursday. He was charged with felony murder and false imprisonment. So the guy who actually you seen, the one that was following the shooting, and you've seen it live, you've seen Mr. Ahmaud Arbery get shot with a shotgun live, and this happened in Gwinnett County, February. He's been arrested and charged with felony murder and false imprisonment. And I hope that justice gets served in that situation, and we will continue to follow that and keep you updated in that situation. It's very sad to see our young black men, and as we talked about, I had Miss Alice Yancey Teague on the program yesterday about our criminal justice system. We need to do some vamping and some improvements. There's things going on. I hope that they get charged, those three individuals involved in that crime, gets charged with a hate crime. I think that should be emphasized. I think that an example should be made that every time a innocent black man gets killed in this country by the hands of white supremacists, there should be an example made. I'm not for hate. I'm just saying I'm just for justice. I'm for truth. And wherever there's injustice, we should put that out there. We should not be afraid to make it known. Prejudice is an ugly thing. Racial tension, it's an ugly thing. When one race hates another race, it's an ugly thing. And this is what happens. The murder occurred. Somebody's blood spilling out on the street. All he did was went into an empty house that was being constructed. Didn't take anything. The owner had him on video. He didn't steal anything. He didn't break anything. He just happened to be in there. Whatever reason he was in there does not matter. Nothing was taken. Nothing was stolen. If anything, trespassing. But trespassing does not equivalent to murder. Trespassing does not equivalent to you taking another man's life because it was racially motivated. They took that man life because it was racially motivated. You can quote me on that. I believe that. Hatred, that's what hatred does. So I've asked for you to pray for their family. My condolences once again to the Ahmaud Arbery family. Pray for them as they go through this time, and pray that justice is served. Pray for those individuals involved in the crime. Georgia Bureau of Investigation is doing their job, and I'm glad that there are people on the job. We pray that they get wisdom, they do right by the family, and all, not just them, but there's other individuals. There's a situation going on right now. I believe the lady's name is Breonna Taylor, involved in Louisville, Kentucky. There's a situation going on with that. And we'll fill you in on that later on as I get more details. I don't want to give you false information, so we'll cover that a little more in the coming weeks. Another quick topic I want to talk about is we have Democratic presidential candidate, and I think this is kind of funny in a little bit. This is a little hilarious. Joe Biden is running for president. Everybody knows that. But he made a comment that was kind of got me looking at him kind of side-eyed now. I'm kind of looking at him suspect a little bit. But this is what he said. He said, anyone wavering over whether to vote for him or not, or President Trump, ain't black. So I guess presidential candidate Joe Biden can determine who's black or not. I don't understand how he can say that when you never lived a black experience. Mr. Joe Biden, presidential candidate, Democratic candidate Joe Biden, do you even know or understand what it means to be a black man in this country? No, you do not. You never experienced presidents. You never experienced slavery. You don't know what it takes to wake up every morning to be a black man. You never have to worry about a policeman following you and pulling a gun out on you falsely. You don't know what that experience is like. You don't know what it feels like. So before you open your mouth and say something that you're going to regret later on, please think about what you're going to say. In the Bible, there's a scripture in the Bible, chapter 1, that says, be quick to hear and slow to speak. Mr. Biden, be quick to hear and slow to speak. Before you just assume and take for granted the black vote, why don't you come on down and talk to the black voters? Talk to the people. Don't just assume because you was vice president with Mr. Barack Obama, and we appreciate that, we acknowledge that, but don't just assume that you got our vote just because you was with Barack Obama. You got to show and prove for yourself. You got to prove to us that you can live up to what you're talking about and what your policies are, what you're going to do to help the black generation, the black cause. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to vote for. What's going to help us? What are your goals? What are your ideas? Sit down at the table and talk to us. Don't just assume that you're going to, oh, well, I was with Barack Obama. Because even there were some things that I think Barack Obama could have did better for our race. I'm not going to get into that today because I don't want to, people calling in, questioning, and getting upset about that. But those are the types of things that we want to talk about. Real quickly as well, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns here on the show, something that you would like to discuss, I want you to email us at 1061tv@gmail.com. You can email they go straight directly to Felix, or maybe you would like to have a question for me. You can Instagram me. I'm on Instagram, Christian R. Norfleet. I'm on Twitter, Facebook. Let me know what you think about the show. Let me know what, things that, comments, concerns, topics, anything that you feel like you need to discuss. Hey, that's what we're here for. So once again, we're going to hear, and we want to, once again, I want to introduce my special guest, and he's going to be coming on, like I said, the next segment. His name is Dr. Michael D. Aker II, for Exclusive Brand Eyewear. The name of his business is Aker Optics. He's going to get a chance to come on the show. He's going to show you some of his product. He's going to talk about some of the business ventures he's into. He's going to talk about his impact on the community. We're very excited to have him here. And I'll give a little advertisement for his business. It's 100 Hartsfield Center Parkway, Suite 500, Atlanta, GA 303 3354. That's where he's located, and he'll be here to give you more information about his business. Once again, black men, I want you to be aware, and I'm talking to you, the black man. I want you to be aware. There's more to us than what meets the eye. We are not guilty until proven innocent. Until we're proven innocent. That's the way we're looked at. We are more than that. And that's why I'm bringing different people in here, different leaders in our community, people who have different, I want you to get a different perspective. We're more than what they put us out to be. No more black exploitation. We're putting an end to that. Now we want to shine the black man in a different light, in a different perspective, a God-given light. We want the black youth to grow up and to see that they can be more than what has been taught to them. It's what society has taught to them, what the music industry has taught them, what has been driven by society and by white supremacists. I told you, I'm not prejudiced. I'm not a hater. I just want to get out the truth. I want to give you truth. I want to give you wisdom. I want to give you understanding. That's what we're doing here at Wisdom Inc. Wise individuals structuring youthful minds. It's the responsibility. The Bible says this: train up a child in the way he should go, and when he grow old, he won't depart from it. It's our responsibility. It starts with the men, strong black leaders, to train youthful men. Train them up. Let them see things. Let them experience different trades and different responsibilities. Let them know that they're blessed. They can work with their hands. They can work with their minds. They have abilities. They have talents. They have goals. This is our responsibility. And here at One Nation, that's what we're going to do. As we go to commercial break, I want you to tune in. Like I said, we have our special guest. He's here today, Dr. Michael Aker. We will see you back here after these messages. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Chief Gary Sparks with the Douglasville Police Department. Today we want to give you some safety tips concerning traffic stops. Take a look.
So you look in your rear view mirror and see flashing blue lights. What do? Remain calm. Yield to the right and pull your vehicle over into an off-road area that is safe for both you and the officer. Put your car in park. Remove your foot from the brake and turn the radio off. Remain in your vehicle. Have your driver's license readily available for the officer. Keep your hands on the steering wheel, visible for the officer at all times. If you need to retrieve any items from the interior, explain what you're reaching for to the officer and avoid any sudden movements. Rolling the window down completely establishes a level of trust with the officer and allows for ease of interaction during the routine traffic stop. Be courteous and polite. Be cooperative and willing to follow the officer's instructions. During a routine traffic stop, the officer will return to his vehicle to run the tag and driver's license verification and complete a citation if one is necessary. Once the officer returns and approaches your vehicle, whether or not a citation or warning is issued, please remain calm, courteous, and cooperative. Sign the citation acknowledging you agree to appear in court, and do not dispute the citation with the officer. The officer will give you a court date to explain or defend your infraction.
Okay, ma'am. Like I told you, I did clock you at 51 in a 35 mile per hour speed zone. I did issue a citation, okay? This here is going to be your court date. I just need a signature from you stating that you received a copy of this citation, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Here's your driver license.
Thank you.
Along with a copy of the citation, okay? You have any questions or concerns for me?
No, sir.
Okay, well, you have a nice day, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Following these few simple steps will help ensure a safe interaction for both you and the officer.
I hope these few tips help you as it relates to dealing with law enforcement and traffic stops. Not only in traffic stops, but in all encounters with law enforcement. We hope that all our encounters are safe for the citizens as well as for our officers. Again, we want you to be safe, and if you have any problems with the Douglasville Police Department, don't hesitate to give us a call and make your concerns known. I would add that Georgia is a right to carry state, and we hope that if you are carrying, that on these traffic stops and all encounters, please let the officer know that you are carrying. This will ensure your safety and our officers' safety. Thank you, may God bless you, and may God keep our community safe. We are one.
Welcome back to One Nation. I have my special guest here, Dr. Michael Aker. He's here with us today. Say hello to the people, Dr. Aker.
Hello, good to be with you here today. I'm just excited to be a part and share with you on today.
Yeah, and we're very excited for you to be here. We see that you got some product with you. Would you mind just showing the people here what you got, what you brought with you today?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, as Brother Norfleet said, my business is called Aker Optique. We have a mobile optical service as well here, and so I brought some of our branded eyewear. I have my own brand of eyewear called Aker Optique. So our name and logo is on the inside, so I brought those. We have eyewear for men, eyewear for women, and for children.
Awesome, awesome. So we're going to go get right into it. My first question for you is, who is Dr. Michael Aker?
Well, that's a great question. Appreciate that. Well, I'm a husband, a father. Been married for 22 years, 4 children from myself and my wife. She's an optometrist as well. I'm an entrepreneur, have always been an entrepreneur. Learned that from my father. And I'm an optometrist by profession and also an ordained elder in ministry.
Awesome. So, optometrist, what inspired you to get into optometry?
Well, when I was in school, even in high school, I knew I really liked science. And while I was in school back in New Orleans, Louisiana, I loved science, and typically science will lead you to often a career, maybe in a medical or background, and I love helping people. And as I decided further in my education, I knew I wanted to be some type of doctor. Didn't know if it was going to be a medical doctor or a dentist or an eye doctor, but I actually went to an eye doctor with my father. My father had a janitorial company, and I used to work there. My brother and I, he had his own business. That was a separate business from his primary career. He worked for AT&T, and he introduced me to his eye doctor. We used to clean their building.
Wow.
And so in that process, he told his eye doctor that my son wants to be some type of doctor. And that gentleman was a Jewish gentleman, actually let me come in and start shadowing him. And in that process, I learned about the medical side. I liked that it had the business side with eyewear, with fashion, sunglasses. So I like that. He had his own store. I like that aspect of it, that business side. And then it also had the medical component. So as I kept researching, I said, I think I want to go into optometry.
Awesome. So what education is needed for your line of work?
Well, typically, for any type of medical doctor, whether it be medical, dental, or optometry, you need to first have an undergraduate degree. So you have to have obviously gone to high school and then typically graduated from college with usually a degree in biology or chemistry, sometimes even in psychology. You don't actually have to, for any of those medical professions, have to have an undergraduate degree, but you have to have taken all the necessary prerequisites, which typically total up to what's required for a biology or a chemistry degree. So that's necessary, and then you can, then the test, you have to take an exam to get in, and if you're accepted in and score well enough on the exam, and then optometry school itself is 4 years. So altogether it's about 8 years.
8 years. And what degrees do you have?
So I have my undergraduate degree from Xavier University is in chemistry. And then I got a second degree in biology, and then my doctorate in optometry.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. So, you're also, so I guess you answered the question because I was going to ask, where did you go to school?
Yeah,
So
I went to undergraduate at Xavier University of Louisiana.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana.
All right, all right.
And then I went to optometry school in Philadelphia at the Pennsylvania College of Optometry. So I took a different turn. I was planning on going to Houston, but the Pennsylvania Optometry School was rated one of the top in the nation, and I didn't think I was going to probably get in, but when I got in, I went for a change of pace and moved from the South to the East Coast to Philadelphia.
And shout out to Pennsylvania because that's where I'm from. I'm from the other side, though. I'm from Pittsburgh, not Philly, because everybody get that confused. You from Philly? No, I'm from Pittsburgh. But that's good. Awesome. So did you enjoy Philadelphia while you was up there?
I enjoyed it. Lived in Philly for 5 years.
Did you get the cheesesteak?
I absolutely did get the cheesesteaks. Yep. I lived in East Oak Lane. Yep.
Okay.
Not far from Broad Street. So I enjoyed it in Philly. My wife is born and raised. She's from West Philly. So
West Philadelphia.
I
just had to
she's
say
from
that.
West Philly, and
Yeah.
we met in optometry school.
Awesome. Awesome. So you mentioned that you have different businesses. Entrepreneur. Are you an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I consider myself an entrepreneur because I have my optical business. Of course, over the years, I've had 3 opticals. We had an optical or a vision center that was actually here in Atlanta on the campus of Georgia Tech. We had a full-service vision center. We do the eye exams, glasses, contact lenses. And then I opened 2 other ones. I had one near the AU Center in the West End, second location. And then my wife, she's the optometrist at VisionWorks in Camp Creek here in Atlanta. And then I have 2 other businesses that I'm part owner of a home health agency, and I own a networking business called Connect.
And that's where that's my next question. Could you give a little bit, tell us a little bit, what is Connect?
Connect is actually a company. It's similar to owning a franchise, but they're part of the Direct Selling Association. They started back in 2005, where you can start your own business. We're primarily in the industry with electricity, natural gas, and wireless.
Okay.
Right. So those commodities where we can get paid every month when people pay their utility bills.
So that residual income.
Residual income, yeah, because
Yes.
I had upfront income from my other businesses, but I love that. I've been involved with it for 10 years. So it was something I was able to help other people get into their own business and build also that residual income. So I like it's great.
And listen, people, it's important in the Black community for us to have multiple streams of income. This is good, so I want y'all to take this in. So you said those are one Connects, and as you explained, and then your other business venture. Could you explain a little bit about that? The health. You said owner healthcare. Explain that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Yes. Well, I'm part of a company. It's called Dominion Partners. Dominion Partners has about 200 members that all own shares, and it's something that you could do. You could visit that website, go to thedominionpartners.com, and we own a home health agency right now that is doing great. We're doing even a lot of COVID-19 testing for employers. We take care of the elderly in their homes. We send out certified nursing assistants and personal care assistants to help take care of people in their home. Not all necessarily elderly, even people who've had workers' comp situations, but they can't take care of themselves and they need help in their homes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now, we're going to switch gears a little bit because, we want to get to the nitty-gritty of what it is. And I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
And it says, how does it feel being a successful Black man in America?
Well, it feels good. I consider myself being a successful, and I'm sure definitely black, and I'm definitely in America. So,
Yes, sir.
I've been black all my life, but I haven't been successful all my life. But it feels good. I feel like I've made a difference and been able to help a lot of other people in that process.
Very good. So, do you feel that black men in this country get his just due?
I would say no. If I can elaborate on that, I mean,
Absolutely.
you know, in the United States, and me growing up, I could tell you my experience. Even I went to, from elementary school, I went to primarily white elementary school, primarily a white junior high school, went to an all-black high school, went to a HBCU for college. But then in professional school, that's when, you know, game changer was at a primarily, I was the 1 out of 3 African-American males at, you know, out of a class of 100 professional students, and then we had 10 minorities altogether. But do we get our just due? No, we have to be better at what we're doing.
Come on now, talk about it.
We have to watch our backs more. So you have to be excellent at what you're doing, because no one is going to hand it over to you.
Come on, talk, sir.
You definitely had to work for it, even though often the white community at large might say, oh, well, you know, there's all the different types of programs that we've done to, you know, and we gave this to you, we set this up to you. But no, I had to take the same exams, pass the same tests. Nobody gave it to me, you know. We know, yes, they've been programs to help make room, but that was deserved to us, because otherwise you weren't going to allow us to have the room.
Right.
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 So,
Come on, preach,
so we that helped us, I believe, in that sense. But we still had to put in the work and make the grade.
Right.
And then even once you've done that, we have to work harder to be equally as successful.
Right, because some of the laws that had been set up almost sets us up for failure. And if, you know, it's like as soon as you get to a certain point, more things are made or more obstacles are put in your way that try to obstruct you from getting to the place you're trying to be. So it's like you said, we got to work a little bit harder to get to where we were trying to go for our achievement. So good answer there. So, and the next question is, how can a black man overcome the obstacles he faces in America?
Well, we similar to the last question, we have to do it better. One, you got to make up in your mind, make the decision, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. We already know the obstacles are there. You already know there's going to be more hoops to jump through, more hurdles, obstacles to overcome, but it's not impossible. And we know there have been people who've gone before us, right, and they've got it done. There's a gentleman, you may have heard of the franchise Pearl Vision. I'm in the vision industry. There's the person who owns the most Pearl Vision centers is a black man.
Really?
He has 60 plus Pearl Vision centers. He's one of the most successful Pearl Vision franchisees, but you wouldn't know that. I'm sure he had a lot of obstacles, right? But he did it. But there's people who've gone before us. That's why I think in that question, you really need somebody to show you, because what you stand under is what you understand.
Woo.
And if you don't have a person to really guide you through it, you make a lot more obstacles and a lot more trips, a lot more restarts than you would have had to. So I think, you know,
I hear that preaching and you kicking in a little
it's kicking
bit.
in. I'm trying not to.
No, brother. Bring it on out. Bring it on out. We want to hear it because we need that. And I like how you said, I need you to repeat what you said about that understanding. Say that one more time.
Yeah, well, and I've heard it. I didn't come up with it. What you stand under is what you understand.
What you stand under is what you
What you stand under is what you understand. And
like
you need direction. None of us get to our place of successes As you know, we need to understand what is success. But no one gets there by yourself. None of us got to where we are right now by ourselves. But if you have a mentor, if you have someone that can guide you, someone that can show you the way, to show you what, this obstacle is going to be there, so you need to go this way. I already did it, right? So,
exactly.
And they can show you to help your path to that point be a lot smoother, be a lot quicker, with a lot less, headache and hiccups. So
yeah, we need that, especially in the Black community. We need that support. We need to, encourage and build up one another, not tear down. And that crab mentality.
That's right.
When we see one brother make it, hey, good, but make sure I reach back and grab the other one, pull him up as well, and show him how you got there. Because sometimes what I see is like the brother makes it, and then he kind of forgets about everybody.
Right.
And with that being said, we got to go to commercial break. This has been such a treat. Stay tuned. Come on back. We got some more for you here on One Nation.
So many Black lives incarcerated. So many Black lives silenced. When will we stop the madness?
Are you an artist, a writer of spoken word? Do you have content ready but need exposure? Get to know me. I'm Alicia, host of a new Facebook live stream show called The Flavor, where we promote local and international talent of all genres. Here are some rules and regulations to the videos that we'll be accepting. They must be radio ready, no cursing, no lewd language. You must send us contact information as well as a YouTube link to your video so we can extract it from there. Email us at 1061tv@gmail.com. And we thank you for your time.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Welcome back to One Nation. I hope you're enjoying the show so far with our special guest, Dr. Michael Aker. And if you are enjoying this show, I need you to donate. Click the donate button on the Wisdom link for the wise individuals structuring youthful minds. As you just seen previously on the commercial, a lot of youths are dying unnecessarily. And we want that to stop. So that's why we have shows like this to prevent that from happening. And if you are enjoying this show here on One Nation, who is in partner with Wisdom, I need you to click that donation button and also cash up to $WIS DYMINC. Thank you so much. With here with our special guest, Dr. Michael Aker, and he has shown some of these beautiful glasses here. It's been really nice. So I hope you can get them on the screen here, and let the people see. Very nice eyewear, you know, and support his business. And real quickly, would you like to give your address to your business and let people know where they can get this eyewear?
Oh, absolutely. Appreciate it. They can visit us online at AkerOptique.com. That's AkerOptique, AkerOptique.com. Or you can give us a call at 877-576-5552.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And so we were discussing before we went to commercial break about some of the obstacles that black men face here in America, and being a successful businessman, and what's necessary, what it takes. So getting back into the questioning here, I want to ask you this one question. That might be a little personal for you. Have you ever experienced racism in your line of work or business?
I have. You know, racism sometimes is subtle.
Talk about that.
Sometimes it's right in your face. And honestly, you know, and I'm 51 years old. I've experienced racism, but in my business, most people have actually been quite cordial. I've had some other optometrists of my friends that I know who've had people come and say, "Oh, the doctor's black," and just leave. Right? You know, like that's not. I've never experienced that. I've never, and partly that may be because I've primarily had my own businesses, and the people who come see me are coming to support me. So I haven't had that a lot, but I've had people when I had businesses that I owned in an optical in a primarily Caucasian environment. You know, I've experienced it, but I have to say, not a lot. I've experienced it, though. Some people sometimes don't think you're as good as the white counterpart doctor. You know, and that I've experienced that. Like, well,
you ain't.
Yeah, I see your degree on the wall, but I'm not really sure. So yeah, I have experienced that, and I think, you know, we can't define our success by what they think.
Come on, sir. That's a word. That's a word.
Right.
You should never do that, because when you do that, you lose sight of, you know, who you are as a person.
Right.
And once you lose your identity, oh my God, you might as well be a lost person. You're a lost soul at that point.
Absolutely.
So never let society define you at all, but you're defined by God Himself. Absolutely.
Amen.
So, do you? Okay, so how is get into the family aspect of it? How important is it for the black man to be fathers to their children? You have yes. Let's talk about that.
That's very important. I mean, the father is the head. That's why we're in such disarray as African Americans now. I mean, I know my success that I've experienced. My brother, who lives in Dallas, Texas, he's an entrepreneur as well. My younger brother, because we saw our father do that. So it's very important because young black men and young black women, when that father is not there, and I'm not saying that sister cannot raise that young man or raise that young woman by herself, but it would be you're not being honest with yourself if you're growing up and you don't have that mother or that father. Something is missing.
Come on, sir.
Right, something is missing, and I thank God I didn't experience that. You know, I was there. I saw my two parents together, growing up together. Me and my brother together. My father treating I've never seen my father holler or scream or hit my mother. You know, I never experienced that. So that's not part of who we are as people. We saw, I'm not saying they never argued, we didn't see it. whatever they did it somewhere else, but I didn't see it. I never saw. So we experienced that of him taking good care of her, they taking care of each other, a strong family unit. And even outside of the father, the grandparents, the people all coming together. All that makes a difference for how that young man or young woman is going to grow up, how they view themselves of feeling whole. You know, so it's crucial.
No, you said was your father a strong influence in your life? As you know.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
I know who I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for him. Now, my father, I saw him, because see, we all get to our particular place in life often due to what we have been exposed to. It's all about exposure. What we've been exposed to and who we've been exposed to, and again, what we understand, what we've been trained and taught. Some of it may have been caught, some of it may have been said, but you lived it, you experienced it, and that's what you understand. That's your frame, your position, how you see life and how it should be. And so that's what I saw from my father. My father worked in Louisiana, back in New Orleans. It was called Bell South, which was part of the AT&T Bell company. But he was in the Air Force. We initially grew up on the Air Force base. And I saw him. He was the person who climbed the poles and did what he did. But then I saw him at the same time go back to school and educate himself. See, I saw that. See, we're going somewhere with that. I saw him do that. And I saw him got raises on his job and then get another job. Now he's going to work with the suit and the tie and the briefcase. And I experienced that.
Yes.
See, I saw that. So even he didn't say it, but I experienced it happening.
Good.
I saw us go from uptown by the project to the apartment a little further in the suburb. Then when he got the next job, I saw us move to the 3-bedroom house with the garage. And then I saw as he went back to school again to get further education, now we had the bigger house in the suburb. I saw him buy my mother a Mercedes. Then he opened his own business on top of that. See, all of that you experience is what you begin to understand.
Come on, sir.
So it's not an accident that my brother and I are both entrepreneurs. He just built his own 4,500 square foot house. His wife, he has 4 beautiful kids. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens based on what you've experienced, what you've been exposed to, what you have learned. And even if that wasn't your experience, it doesn't mean it can't happen for you.
Come on, say
you
that.
got to get connected with the right people, whether it be your church, you have to get under some good teaching and training, some mentorship to pull you out of whatever you're in to help to catapult you to your next, what I like to call your true destiny.
Come on, sir. Say a word.
A lot of people call it new destiny, but I think, see, the Bible says that, you know, it's been preordained since the beginning of time. This was your true route. But you went on a different route, a different path, but try to get you back on your true path and all that. So you being the father is crucial in doing that. And sometimes we have to be fathers for other people. That's not our children because it's about the whole community. Even though those aren't our children, you might have to be that father figure for that person.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. Now, y'all can hear this man, he's a man of God. He's an elder. You can hear the preach coming out of him. Praise the Lord. So my next question, and you kind of just ease right on into it. How do you balance your family, ministry, and business? All 3 of those? How do you do that?
That's important, because you know, success to me, it's not the stuff, it's not the house, the car, and the money. Some people say, "Oh, that's success." That's not it, really. You know, for me, to balance all that, and balance is critical. Balance, that in itself is critical, because for me, success is the realization of a worthwhile dream while living a balanced life. the realization of a worthwhile dream while living a balanced life.
Wow.
And I say that because you could be
like, we got to go to commercial break. He's breaking it down. This time flies by so fast, but we come back. One Nation, we got one more segment to go. We're so excited that you tuned in. We'll see you back after these commercial messages.
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Michael Cowell, your funniest man on the planet, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Stay tuned, because that's how they do it over here. Big time party. All right, see y'all later. Bye.
Welcome to Burke's Jewelry. How may I help you?
We're looking for engagement rings.
We offer a wide selection. However, I believe we have just what you're looking for. Burke's Jeweler is your family's jeweler at 491 Flat Shoals Avenue Southeast, Atlanta, Georgia 30316 in East Atlanta Village.
Hi, I'm Harry Lennox, and you're watching TV 1061, your global network. Hi, I'm Harry.
Welcome back to One Nation with our special guest, Dr. Michael Eger. And we were just talking about balancing family, ministry, and business. I'll give you a chance to elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please do.
Yes, and I was just going to say, it's important to have that balance. Because you could be successful in one area, or that we appear to be successful, but you're a failure over here. Well, for example, I won't name any names, but I worked with a doctor in my past.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the top doctors, was in magazines, top doc, but 3 times divorced over here, child on drugs, all that. That side was in shambles.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, you're successful here, but your family is in shambles. That's not good. Or maybe, but you know what else is not good? Sometimes our families, especially in our communities, we have a tight family, but we still trying to, rob from Peter to pay Paul, and it's just not all coming together. So it's got to be balanced. I make our family is first.
I love that.
I love family
you said
is
that.
first.
Needs to be
I'm
said.
not going to subject my family so that I can just make money. They need me to be there and be present and accountable to what's happening there.
Yes, and I'm so glad you said that, because that needs to be said, because sometimes we neglect our responsibilities, chasing after the money. And money cannot be that much important where we leave behind our families, and they're looking like, well, what's going on?
Right.
We have to be a constant presence in our family. Yes, they see us go to work. Yes, they see us handling our business, paying our bills, and taking care and providing for our families as a father should. But they also see us presence being, the caretaker, being there, seeing us doing what we need to do. So I'm glad you put that in a greater perspective. Family first. Family first, y'all. Very good. So, lastly, you're an elder in the church. You're a preacher of the gospel. So, I want to ask you this question, and we don't have a lot of time left, but I want to ask you this question: do you believe Jesus was black?
Jesus, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, there's a question.
So I guess what I would first come back to your question with a question, that depends on what do we mean by black. What do we mean by black? But Jesus was a Galilean Jew. Jesus was born in Bethlehem. So if we mean black, was he African American? Well, obviously he was not. He wasn't African American. But I can tell you what Jesus wasn't. Jesus was not a European white man.
Okay.
That's what I could say. I can't tell you whether Jesus was a Jew. We know that. But we look at, where was he born?
Region.
The region he was born. He was in Bethlehem. He's Israel, bordered by Africa, Asia, and Europe. There.
Yes, sir.
So I know what he wasn't. He wasn't white. That's what he wasn't. Right. He said it, but Jesus was probably more familiar with the black experience than the white experience.
Okay.
He was, because even when Judas had to go pick Jesus out before the crucifixion, they had to point him out because he looked just like the rest of the common people. Oh, that's him right there. They think we all look alike. So they had to, it's that one right there. But yeah, so I don't know if I really answered your question.
You answered it perfectly because we're all about historical facts here. There's no pun intended to anybody. We're not trying to make anybody feel bad, but we're all for historical facts. So that's a good answer, sir. So in you being an elder, I want to ask you a question. How did you receive Christ? How did you get to know Christ?
Wow. I received Christ. I was not saved until I was an adult. I didn't get saved as a child. I was always a Christian, so to speak. Christian, right? I went to church. I grew up Catholic. Grew up Catholic my whole life, even though my grandparents were Baptists. But when we moved, I was young. From the time I can remember, from second grade on, I was at a Catholic church, Catholic school, went to catechism, did all that stuff, grew up Catholic. And then not till after college, my dad died when I was a sophomore in college. I moved away, moved to Philadelphia, came back, went back to the Catholic church where I was like, something is missing. I started saying, now I went on kind of my own research. I started studying different religions. I started studying Muslim, I started just studying everything. And so, because I was really on a path, I guess I was looking for what was right. And then, but the more I studied, I probably got more confused. It was like, you've got all these different brands of Christianity. We got all these different brands of Judaism. We got all these different brands of. So I was like, well, which one of these is the right one? But
yes.
But over time, so I came to a church. I was at a place. I had at that time had been married, divorced. I was really at a broken place. Things just seemed like everything was just. My life was falling apart. I just got out of school. Graduated as a doctor, but it seemed like the rest of my life was falling apart. And so then I was like, it's going to have to be God to fix this for me. And so I was in that place searching. I was just searching for
the truth.
Yeah, searching for the truth, and I started watching television one night. That's why I love to give to the television ministry. I'm watching television one night, and I saw a preacher preaching. And I said, now that dude is making sense. I said, I wonder where his church is. Come to find out, church was walking distance from where I was, and they were on television. Went to the church that night. And at that time, I was now remarried, probably heading for a second divorce. Because things just was not, it was like, but sometimes when you're anointed, the enemy going to be after you.
Ooh, say that.
And so I told my wife, I said, we're going to that church tomorrow. I don't know where it's at, but we're going. We went there. I got saved that day, but I was already in search for it. And that's how it happened. And it's been a blessing ever since. Small church, wasn't no big hoopla, just looking for God, looking for right. And that preacher was preaching truth that I received.
Beautiful, beautiful. Our last question for you today is define success. What is your definition of success?
Define success. Well, I think success is more of an individual thing. You know, people will try to place success on you, what they think success is, what the world says success is. But again, I see success, you know, is the realization of a worthwhile dream concurrent with a balanced life. Because you know, you can be successful in certain areas and certain things, but to me, having that balance, my family is taken care of, my business is taken care of, or if you have a job, you have balance, a work-life balance, things are working well, that you're succeeding, because all that was something that we strive for. That whatever you strive for, that was your worthwhile dream. Whether it was to be a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, whatever it is that you have strived to be. But to me, that success is if you're really following something that you were called to do, not just on a job for the sake of being on a job. Sometimes there's a place we got to do that, but then you should still. That job doesn't define you, or whether you're successful or not. You can still go out and search for whatever you're really called to do. You know, there's that one day you're born, and then the day you find out what you were born for. And so that's what I think success is. If you've reached that, and sometimes we can be successful in that, and then we need to now go to the next level. There's going to be a new level, a new place to go, a new success to strive for, but while keeping everything balanced, where things aren't, something isn't dying on one side.
Dr. Michael Edgar, I thank you so much. You shine so much light on to us today with information. One last time, would you like to tell us where we can contact you? You have any personal contact information where people can contact you? You personally, or ministry, or business-wise? Please.
Yes, I thank you. I appreciate that. I thank you all for allowing me to share today. Of course, you can find us online at acreoptique.com. That's ACKEROPTIQUE, acreoptique.com. Or just give me a call, 678-349-7553. We look forward to helping you any way we can. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thank you again for being a part of One Nation. Give you a fist bump here. There you go. Yeah, still practicing social distancing.
Yes.
But during this time, I wish we. Oh yeah. And we're so glad. And before we go out, I want to give Stephanie Whitaker. Hey, Stephanie, if you're watching, give you one more shout out here. Stephanie T. Whitaker is the president and CEO of Good Success. She is bridging the gap. She does income protection, group discussions, financial education, financial planning, mentoring programs, professional coaching, leadership development, business building workshops, connecting people to resources. Number one priority, time and money freedom. Her motto is live a legacy, leave a legacy. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. If you would like more information for her business, it's 678-833-1657. Good Success, bridging the gap. Live a legacy, leave a legacy. And before we close out, I told her I'd do this. I want to give a shout out to my baby mama, y'all. She know I'm playing with her. But mother of my children, talked to her today, and my children, Stephen, Christiana, Joel, and Juliana. I love y'all. I'm your father, so I'm giving y'all a shout out. Thank you so much for y'all watching today here on One Nation, and all those who watched on Facebook and YouTube. Thank y'all for tuning in today. Support the show once again. If you watched on Facebook, you can go to the Wisdom Link app, Wisdom Inc. Link app page, and donate there to there's a donate button, I believe, on there, and also to the Cash App $Wisdom Inc. WISDYMINC. Thank you so much again. Tune in next week. We are going to have Demetria Davis here, and she has a book. She's an author, entrepreneur, owns her own business. I'm very excited to have her on the show. She's reared up, ready to go. She's going to have some books, so y'all be ready. All y'all book readers, tune in. And we'll look to see you back here next week on One Nation at 2 p.m. Much love to you. You be blessed. See you next time.
Tour on my soul, seen it before, so I did it before.
TV 1061, conceptualizing your ideas across